The last item in the study data section of OpenPHA is what we call column visibility or study settings. As I mentioned previously, the OpenPHA tool is based on an open framework for how to structure process hazards analysis studies. And this is a well-defined open framework that's published openly and is the result of discussions with multiple different users around the industry to determine what is the superset of all of the data that one might want to store in a HAZOP study or a LOPA study, a PHA study, if you will. So the reason that we have a fixed structure is to allow all of the studies to have exactly the same format, which then allows us to group studies together, compare studies against each other without having to worry about the fact that different files have different formats and the data then can't be compared. So instead of allowing individual users to change the structure of the database, we created the superset, which is a list of all the fields that anyone might want, and then the customization is not changing the database structure, but instead changing the visibility. So for instance, you'll see I'm showing the column visibility table, and there are different sections, different pages where you have different visibility. So just starting at the overview page, you'll see that the items where the checkbox is to the right and it's in blue are going to be visible. But if you're to the left and grayed out, those items are not going to be visible. So if I just simply go to the overview page again, you'll see that there is no company information. So if I go back to column visibility and I say, well, I want to know what the company, what the site, and what the plant are, and then I go back to that overview page, you see here that those fields are now available. So that is the overview page, which is just a list. But if you go back and look at something like a LOPA worksheet, and you look at independent protection layers. So right now we have independent protection layers, the tag numbers, the probability of failure, IPL type, but we don't have checked the selected safety integrity level. So if I wanted to include in my study, and let me go back to the LOPA worksheets, and you can see for the IPLs, you've got the description, the tag, the PFD, and the type. If I wanted to also have a column here for the selected safety integrity level, I could simply go back to study data and find my safeguards and then say, or my IPLs, and say, I want to see the selected safety integrity level. Now when I go back to the LOPA worksheet, the selected safety integrity level is there. So the PFD of 0.1 would be equivalent to a safety integrity level 1 for the selected SIL. So that's how OpenPHA gives you all the power and flexibility you need to customize your views to your workflows and your organization's needs, but still leaves the data in a format where you're going to be able to do benchmarking. From plant to plant, you're going to be able to collect all of the studies in a plant together to do a unified dashboard that shows you information for the entire facility instead of looking one study at a time. It's a very powerful feature of how we developed and engineered OpenPHA.